We kick off the album with Villain's Theme, the introduction to Brent Faiyaz's follow-up album from his 2017 debut, Saunderson. Villain's Theme conveys an interview-style setting that is answering a question we don't yet get the privilege of hearing until it's cleverly introduced at a later time. His answers seem to be briefly explaining the feeling he gets as a temporary escape from either his obvious passion, which is music, or what could simply be the critiques that come with it. You get a hint of his frustration with the social norms of today's society, where being yourself feels like it's harder to do without being labeled as something that offends. Toxic, a word that's thrown around too loosely now, is met with contempt and what feels like offense to Faiyaz when it's attached to the art he creates based on his life. What purpose do your vices serve in your life is the question that starts the album off for us. Loose Change with a cool, laid-back mellow beat has Faiyaz questioning his girlfriend, or soon-to-be ex-girlfriend, about where they are with one another in the life they started to begin for themselves. Seeing himself as always being there for her in the past, he's now pulling away as she has started to make him look like the bad guy to the ones known to them. With a bit of Houston influence and their style of slowed-down lyrics, most popularly known as screwed-up music, added to the mix, we get more questions Faiyaz has for his girlfriend and what love is. Showing a hint of vulnerability, wanting to express how outside pressures can be too much for him. Attempts at drugs as an escape don't seem to be enough to get the job done. A fake apology partnered with a subtle flex is then followed by a bit of disdain for his peers, who he feels aren't doing what he's doing, but the measures they will go to for money are embarrassing. Sarcastically, he shrugs this off as if maybe he's in the wrong for addressing and trying to challenge these things. Feminism has introduced the idea of men and women being equal. However, women continue to want a man in a better position than they are, which by default eliminates the concept of an equal partnership. Faiyaz touches on this by calling his girl out on the fact that she wants the same treatment he gets in a relationship, all while he's doing more in the relationship. He attempts to break down how much more he does and get her to see she isn't even measuring up to at minimum half. Reminding her he never gave her the illusion of this being a lasting thing, he expresses feelings of violence she provokes in him, at the same time acknowledging he isn't capable of letting things get that out of control. Not thinking fame has changed him, he asks, "Who am I?" As if he's almost willing to consider that fame has brought a change in him, or maybe just to reinforce in his girl he's been the same person she met all along. New luxuries in his life haven't made him lose focus, and he wants her to see this. At the same time, letting her know what's seen isn't always what things are or how you're feeling. So what is love? See the paddock and you think a nigga blowing time. Here's your blood. What you see ain't what it seems or feels, girl. What is love? What's that? What is love? Girl, what we see ain't what it seems or feels, girl. What is love? Love. Gravity dives into what comes with dealing with a man who has more to accomplish for himself and has set goals he still needs to achieve. Women love a man on a mission, but a lot of times fail to realize the struggles that will come with being with one. Weighing things out, Faiyaz chooses to put himself first over their relationship. Being away makes her want him more. Achieving success leaves her not wanting him to share that with anybody else while he is away. The sad reality is that she was with him coming up knowing he would accomplish what he was after, but she wasn't ready to handle what comes with this newfound success that attracts women to men. He tries to assure her that regardless of the situations he's put in while away, she's still always the one he's thinking about. Even so, with all that being said, with the extra stress she brings him, it's nothing for him to do away with any feelings he has for her. I've had my fair share of women, feelings don't catch me now. Don't act like I'm average, you want me home. I get you what you want, superstar status, but you want me alone. Baby, I'm happy. You held me up when I was down and out, but I don't want you waiting around for me. I don't want you waiting too long. Heal Your Heart interlude gives us a glimpse of how fickle feelings are. We'll hate the person today that we will love tomorrow, and we'll love tomorrow the person that we hate today. Merriam-Webster defines egomaniac as a person who is overly concerned with his or her own desires, needs, or interests. In skit Egomaniac, Brent back home with his girl asks, "You alright?" which unleashes the built-in frustration she has with him for not paying her enough attention. She's pregnant at this point, but is her being pregnant the reason for her needing more of his attention, or is it the excuse if this was the problem she had with him before she was pregnant? Brent brushes off her anger without acknowledging her concerns, almost as if he doesn't hear her or feel the pain in her voice. His solution is simply to avoid the argument, being more concerned with his own personal situation by taking off early for a later scheduled flight and removing himself from her presence. So who's really the egomaniac? You always want what you can't have, only to get it and not appreciate it when it's in your possession. All Mine lets us share the confidence Brent carries in himself and the fact that even after he's lost his girl to another man, he's still able to get her back. Brent's lifestyle and career go hand in hand, and he wants her to know had it not been for necessity, his first choice would be her. He tries to recognize his faults in their relationship and wants her to let him try and do better with her. He gives us a feel that maybe he's now prepared for a more serious commitment to her. Price of Fame is a two-part song, with part 1 giving us a brief break from the story Brent has been creating for us so far. With heavy Houston influence from the start, this track is more dedicated to those on the outside looking into his life. He speaks on the jealousy and envy he perceives taking place towards him, and how people want what he has without accounting for what it takes or what comes with it. He shares his point of view on how people will take advantage if you give them the opportunity to do so.
And if you're comfortable, don't let no one know. You gon' fuck it up. I know. I swear, yeah. Look, I swear it isn't everything. It isn't everything. I swear it isn't everything. It isn't everything.
Part 2 transitions us back to where Brent started to take us with this story. In part 2, Brent wishes his girl was in his shoes to know that he's genuine in who he is and how he feels. He lets her know he's who will be there when she needs somebody, and the best person for her, not somebody else who can only attempt to make her feel better. He tries to assure her he's not just telling her what sounds good in the moment. He recognizes how at times he acts as if she isn't as important to him as she really is, and needs to cherish more their present moments shared. He lets her know he isn't the best, but he is the best for her, and just wants her to stay. Jay Gatsby, a larger-than-life character, is where inspiration is drawn from for this track. Ghetto Gatsby comes off almost as if Brent is coming clean to the lifestyle he is now living, confirming he is more than likely intoxicated when she sees him on television celebrating his accomplishments. He owns up to keeping the presence of model women with him in abundance. Without happiness from within, another person cannot find happiness for you. Brent believes he's doing what's in his power to try and make his girl happy, but it's never enough for her.
I can't buy you happiness if you ain't got it. Move you to a place, still ain't what you wanted. New face, still not Lauren London. But you're still a dime if you ask me. You will excel, love stains in the backseat. Windows down, I would hate to drive past me. I got models in the Sprinter.
Wasting Time feels like a flashback, with Brent bringing us into his first attempts at courting his soon-to-be girlfriend. Without trying to put too much pressure on her, Brent shows some vulnerability by expressing his feelings to her. He says all the right things in an attempt to ease her mind about him and make her comfortable enough to give him a chance with her.
It's no pressure, girl. If you got time to waste it with me. Don't close your eyes to get away. Just bang my line and I'll arrange it. Beautiful, girl, you're stainless. You'll be fine, I'll be painless, yeah. All I'm drinking is champagne. All you want is the same thing.
If one song could sum up this whole body of work Brent has created for us, it would have to be Rolling Stone. Rolling Stone gives us an inside perspective and summarizes for us how his relationships tend to play out. There is no controlling him with the expectations preset in Brent hurting the one he is with and wanting to know if after this happens will she stay with him. There is no flipping the script on Brent, being that everything he knows about how to act, he's learned from his influences who have been through more. His past still haunts him, which explains why he still repeats actions he takes in life now. Outside expectations won't allow him to let up. Brent apologizes in advance because he knows eventually he will disappoint the one he is with. It's hard to ignore the ism this track oozes. With it, he points out the dualities he faces in these situations.
I can't go nowhere that's less than me. That's why lovers, I'm trouble. First I'm exciting, then I'm gaslighting. Make up your mind. I'm rich as fuck and I ain't nothing at the same time. People hate me and they love me at the same time. I guess I'm everything and nothing at the same time.
FYTB is more of a vibe-filled track, with Brent spitting his game and summarizing his day-to-day activities with his close ones.
Baby, I see you so much in my dreams. We could've worked it out. What you talking about? Lately I've been looking for love, but I only come up on a drug. Stop me out. So if you ain't the one, you'll find me some money, you'll find me a plug. 'Cause I'm running out.
Yeah, my man, you put that privacy window up? Thank you. I'm trying to have some more fun with you.
Skid Oblivion is a glimpse into Brent putting himself in a compromising situation with one of his lady friends. The background noise is his phone buzzing non-stop, and when asked who is it, he confirms it's his girlfriend. Maybe aware already of what he's up to and the fact that he's out with another woman, this doesn't seem to distract the side chick from the mission she's put herself on.
Alright, there we go. How much longer till we get to your hotel?
I don't know, maybe 10 minutes. How far was the hotel from the airport?
About 30.
That's all the time I need.
Damn.
Dead Man Walking. An interesting title to the song following the skit that clearly lets us know he's been caught cheating with another woman by his pregnant girlfriend. This song is a full embrace of what people already perceive to be a Faiyyaz. Sex, money, drugs. All things Brent takes pleasure in with no apologies. You only live once, and Brent plans to live his life on his terms, regardless of the consequences that may come with his not so great decisions. This track seems to almost play out as an anthem and motivation for how he lives and gets to enjoy his life.
Drop the roof and let the smoke clear. I got diamonds doing tootsie slides in both ears. Dice rolling on the Las Vegas strip tonight. Slip that on and we might miss the fight.
Addictions is about Brent coming to the realization that his overindulgence probably doesn't have anything to do with external factors. His wants are strictly internal, and him seeking some type of affection isn't the solution to his quote-unquote problems. When it comes to women, Brent would like to continue exercising options without it being seen as something negative.
Maybe it's the love, the drugs, the weed, the pussy. Maybe it's all the above. Maybe I don't need a hug. Maybe I'm just fucked up. Maybe it's the love, the drugs, the weed, the pussy. Maybe it's all the above. Maybe I don't need a hug. Maybe I'm just fucked up.
Seeing himself as somebody that can elevate the life of the woman he is with. Role models about Brent convincing his girl to embrace the lifestyle he has been able to create for himself. Instead of her fighting it, he wants her to embrace what comes with it. She can choose to leave, but every time she does and realizes life is mediocre outside of what he's been able to provide her, she'll be right back. Take it or leave it is the message behind this track. Either way, Brent isn't going to be phased or sidetracked from his mission. Get with the program and enjoy the ride, or get out and see what the streets have to offer.
No more ghost raves or GT3. No more wood shows, no MTV. So you always double back after you leave. Which way you gon' go after you been with me? I done seen it all before I turned 23. I could teach you how to ball if you just let a nigga be. We be so high, that's why we so low key. She wanna fly with you, let's make 3.
Torn between his choice of women and Jackie Brown, Brent lets us know his current girl doesn't love him even though she gets to claim the title of his girlfriend. However, his old girlfriend's downfall was that she loved him too much. He claims he wants a girl's commitment to him, not one just playing the field. But this track gives us the impression that as soon as he gets the girl's love, he's on to the next one.
My new bitch look like Halle Berry, but she don't love me, she too scary. My old bitch front like Jackie Brown.
Now on the other side, with his feelings of sadness and regret that come with a failed relationship, Bad Luck has Brent reminiscing on the times he would see him and his girl so happy with each other. Brent, with hopes that their relationship would stand the test of time, is at a disbelief that it is over between him and his girl who he truly loved so much.
Don't you take my sweetness for a weakness, baby. Yeah, never lust. I don't wanna fuck this up. Tell me what you need, girl. You know I put my all in you. When you're not here, I'm calling you. If I die, I'm haunting you. Yeah.
In skit Wake Up Call, Brent once again arriving back home is surprised to open the door to an empty house. Confused by the situation, he calls his pregnant girlfriend to find out where she is, only to find out she's left the house and is in the middle of a mental breakdown. Brent manages to get her to reveal where she is, and when he realizes her intentions, in a panic he rushes to get her before she hurts herself and the baby. Unfortunately, things take a turn for the worst.
I know where you at. I'm coming. Stay on the phone with me till I get there. You hear me?
Angel brings a sad ending to this album. Self-reflecting, Brent acknowledges he is not the best person he could be, but won't allow himself to share that with his girlfriend. Looking back, he acknowledges how truly amazing she really is, and it makes him feel worse within himself. Through it all, he still sees her with him, through anything and everything. He finally allows himself to be vulnerable enough to open himself and his mind to her and take her help.
You're an angel in disguise, an angel, an angel, an angel, an angel, an angel, an angel, 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 an angel, an angel. You're my angel, an angel, angel, you're my angel.
Hey, we at the finish line, man. Wasteland, finally out.